Woven Almanac channel. If it's your first time stopping by, my name is Dawn. I'm an all-round crafter, and I like to film about all the things I've been up to, all the things I'm going to get up to, what I've finished. Sorry, that's my dog. You can hear his little paws. And yeah, if you're a returning viewer, an OG, welcome back. Firstly, I am going to apologise. I am so sorry for my very long absence. I had a look, and I think I last filmed or uploaded a podcast around 22nd, 23rd of April. My gosh, I've never ever been that long with filming a podcast. So I do apologise. If you're still here with me, thanks for sticking around. Nothing crazy's happened. It's just life has been so busy. And yeah, anyway, I'm here now. And if it is, as I said, if it is your first time stopping by, I usually put up at least one podcast per month. And as you've just heard, I've not been around for quite a while. So it's episode 23. Did I mention that? Let's do the formalities. So, well, I live in the Netherlands, just on the border of Amsterdam. I'm originally from Manchester, and I live here with my partner, Lawrence, who's from South Africa, our sons, Josh and William, and our dog, Jack, who's a Parsons Terrier, and our very fluffy ginger cat, Daxter, who's out somewhere at the moment. I have lived here over 20 years, as I said, and yeah, I don't have a lot of crafting friends. I have a couple of close friends who do, you know, they do craft, but I don't have like a wide crafting circle, which is why I started the podcast, because I like to watch crafty podcasts, you know, knitting, crochet, sewing, all of that Rasmus has. And I thought, well, what better way to build a group, a network of friends, and then I'll just podcast and share what I do. And as of that, made some lovely friends, and some of you are watching now. I also have another channel here on YouTube, because as I said, I am an expat, and I started a vlog channel first before I started podcasting, so our family and friends overseas could see, you know, what life was like, what we're up to. And I've been vlogging now for over 4 years. And if you want to check out my weekly vlog, that's every Sunday I upload. And I take you out and about. Sometimes we'll be on holiday, a little bit of shopping, what's in the garden, just general, you know, weekly chit chat. So there'll be links below to everything. So you can find me here on YouTube with @DawnsDays. You can also find me on Instagram with @DawnsDays. Again, link below. And my Instagram channel is actually mainly crafting. So if you follow me on Instagram, a lot of what I'm going to show you, you've probably seen it, but I'm going to show you in moving, talking picture format. I also host a very very small group on Facebook, and admittedly I've let that lapse as well. But if you want to join it, it's Crafty World 1. But I don't know, maybe I should ask somebody if they would like to be a moderator of that account, because I've been very naughty and let that slide. So in today's episode, I'm looking around me. I've got a right mess here. I've got some knitting chatter. I've got a little bit of crochet. I've got some sewing / cross stitch. I've got a new to me craft. Ooh, I'll show you that. And then I've also got some incoming, which is like future plans, bit of shopping. But before I start, I will explain to you what I've been up to since April to now. And if you watch the vlog, you'll know all about all these adventures, but I'm just going to give you the really condensed version. So I think in the last episode I mentioned that I'd been recently diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I'm now sleeping with a CPAP machine, which is basically a breathing apparatus that pumps air. It's not oxygen, just air into your airways to keep them open. That's going very well. I did a 3-month trial with the machine. It went well. The results were great. It's not a cure, obviously, and I still have sleep apnea, and I still have episodes, what they call them, where you stop breathing. But it went from something like 15 times a minute or 16 times a minute to an hour. My gosh, an hour to like 2 or 3 times an hour. So I'm happy with that. So I'm officially a CPAP or sleep apnea patient at the local hospital now. So it's going well. I feel like I've got not a lot more, but I'm getting my energy levels back. It could take a year or two to kind of get back to a normal level. So that's what I've been up to. The other thing we did, which was really exciting and features very heavily on the vlog channel, living in the Netherlands, we're surrounded by canals and water, especially the village where I live. We've got a beautiful lake nearby, and Lawrence and I bought a new motorboat. So it's the third one that we've owned, and each time we've sort of upgraded a little bit. It's not huge, it's about 5 metre. You can fit 4 very comfortably, and 6 will be a bit cozy. So there's lots of footage of sailing around in the area, and occasionally we sail to Amsterdam, although we've not done that this year. So if you're interested in that, head on over to Dawn's Days. So I've been enjoying kind of a sporadic summer, we'll call it. The weather's been iffy. I've had quite a lot of trips. So I went to Alicante, which is in Spain, for like a 5-day mini break on my girls trip, my annual girls trip. That was fantastic. I vlogged that. We had an amazing time. And then with work, I went back to, because I think I spoke about this on an earlier podcast, that I think in January I told you that I'd been to Nairobi in Kenya, and then in May I went back to Nairobi for just over a week for the actual event that we'd been planning. That was a work trip, but still, I've vlogged a bit, and there's a little bit of nice footage. I think what I filmed in January is much better, because obviously I was full on work mode in May. But anyway, go and check that out if you're interested. And then I told you I've been travelling, and then in the summer, in July, we had a family holiday, Lawrence, I and the boys. We went to Zakynthos, which is one of the Greek islands, and again that was really nice, lovely. Couldn't say enough about that experience. It was the first time we'd had a family holiday pre-COVID. I was really happy the boys agreed to come with us, and yeah, we had a lovely time. And then as I'm filming this, no, sorry, I should correct that. As this is uploaded, I'm currently in Malta. Just Lawrence and I, from my best friend Michelle and Duncan. They're getting hitched, they're getting married. And if you follow the vlogs, you would have met Michelle and occasionally Duncan in those vlogs. Duncan's Maltese, Michelle is half Maltese, and they both live in Malta. So we'll be winging our way over there for a long weekend for their wedding. And what else? Oh, bought a new phone. Had phone problems, so hopefully on the vlog people have said they've noticed that the film footage is better quality than the old phone. I've got a Samsung S24. I don't think it's an Ultra. I think Ultra had titanium something or other, so I think it's just the S24. It's a very nice phone. I didn't pay full price because it was part of my contract, my renewal. And the other thing, I've recently just filmed, because I talk about the dollhouse and miniatures on the podcast, so I'll mention it. I'm not going to show you anything from it, but I recently filmed a video. It's over on the Dawn Stage channel, where I dissected an owl pellet, which is what owls, similar to cats, they can't digest fur, feathers and bones, so they take what they can, and then their body produces a little pellet, and they cough it up. And if you come across them, you can open them up, soak them in a bit of water. They're perfectly dry. There's no blood and guts, but it did freak me out a little bit. But I filmed opening an owl pellet because I wanted some specimens, little bone specimens, which technically they would be dinosaur bones, for the dollhouse, my gentleman's study. So I did a really nice film. Some of you watching have seen it, so hope you enjoyed it. So I think I've pretty much condensed what I've been up to from the end of April to now, which is almost the end of August. That was a whirlwind tour. As I said, if you really want to see all the ins and outs, head on over to Dawn's Days. Right, let's begin. I have got just a plain boring Nescafe instant coffee, which is actually my favourite, in a newly bought mug. I did a little shopping haul from a Dutch store here in the Netherlands called Zanos, and I bought 2 of these mugs. Love them so much, I really want to get more. It's just a really nice size. So that's what I'm drinking. got my reading glasses. So let's begin. Let's get stuck into the knitting. Oh, also, just I'll quickly mention, I will try to, if I can't link what I'm speaking about, I'll try to list it so you can Google it or look it up yourself. And then I'll put timestamps for each of the sections, because not everybody likes knitting and not everybody likes crochet, so you can, you can flick back and forth. That's all in the description box below. Right, now we can begin. So knitting, I think I spoke about this several times on the podcast, and I've finished something. It's the Area shawl by Linnea Ornstein. I think that's Ornstein. I think that's how you say it. Finally finished it. Had a few false starts. I think I've shared that with you, where I cast it on in a couple of different yarns and I didn't like it, and then ironically, I just bought some super cheap acrylic yarn from like a budget store in the Netherlands called Zeeman, or Seaman, and I finished it. So it's just in DK acrylic, and the leaves are in like a variegated yarn, so it's just 1 and a bit balls. And then I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It looks a bit dark on my screen, but I'm not sure if it is. But this has got this cream or ivory, has got stellina in it. So I actually won't wear it as a shawl. The back's not very pretty. That's the back. And also where I weaved the ends in, it's not the prettiest. So it's all, it's all business at the back, party at the front. But I won't wear mine as a shawl around my shoulders, but I'll show you anyway if you would like to see that. So this is, it's lovely and warm. I'll try and stand up a bit so you can see what it looks like from the back, if you've seen that, what it looks like. But I will wear mine, obviously in winter, this way, which I really, really, really like. I will wear mine like this, which, sorry, I just moved this chair, which I think does it much more justice. So, and it's got quite long pointy bits at the end, so it lends itself well to this kind of shape. What do you think? I absolutely love it. When I got to grips with the pattern, it took a while, and what yarn to use. It's really, really easy. It's such an easy and thorough pattern. There's German short rows all the way through it, and these leaves, but actually once you figured it out how the German short row goes, it's super easy, and there's loads of tutorials here on YouTube. So yes, what do you think? Do you like it? So that's a finished object. See, I do finish things occasionally. I liked it so much that I'm going to pop that. I put it over there. I ended up casting on another one, as you do, because I really enjoyed the pattern, but also the end result so much. So I'm still, the jury's out of my yarn choice. The colours are quite what I had in mind. I really wanted a richer, a warmer brown. And I wanted richer and warmer greens, but I couldn't get them at the time. But anyway, I cast it on. This is all knitted in, I've lost the ball bands in true Dawn fashion. This is all knitted in Elise, that's the yarn brand. So as you can see, wasn't very happy that here there was a knot. So the actual colour variegation starts from here, but I think it's on the end, it's fine. I mean, it kind of picks up that darkish blue. So this is going to be like a more like autumnal colours. But I'm sure when I finish it, I'll be absolutely thrilled to bits with it. So I've got these on the Knit Pro interchangeables, Knit Pro Zing, I think they're called, and they're knitted on 4mm, and for some reason I just stopped knitting in mid-row, which wasn't very smart of me, but anyway. And I've just put a little marker on so I know what the right and wrong side is you can clearly tell what the wrong side is. There's quite a few ends to weave in, or if you really wanted to, you could, because if you're using, like I'm doing, one continuous ball, that's the colour, you could actually just carry it across the edge, but I've snipped mine every time. So there you go, that's my second area shawl on the needles. Hopefully I'll get that finished. It is a bit too warm for knitting larger items at the moment. And then I've done these for years, and I've talked about them many times. I sign up to the Year of Dishcloths, which is a free monthly dishcloth pattern designed by Garlane from the Kitchen Sink Shop. And if you subscribe to a newsletter every month, you get a free dishcloth. And I think the last couple of years she's also been doing a bonus with it. So she started the last few years to give you a lovely recipe with each dishcloth every year. Because I've just been in a crafting slump. Life has just been so busy. Sorry, I'm just getting this hair on my table. That I've not really followed along. But however, I did the March one, and I forget the name of it. Was it key lime pie, I think? But I don't even know. I think I bought this. It's like a worsted weight or a DK cotton. I think I bought it from, again, the budget store, the Zayman. It was a one-off ball. I didn't use it all. But, funny enough, I blocked it. I never blocked them, but I did. Just because I wanted to see how the pattern turned out. That's the back of it. I think I went a bit off on my tension on one of the rows. But anyway, so this is March. I think I've knitted a couple of these this year. That's it. I will go back. I mean, once you have the patterns, you should just go back, can't you, and have a look. But yeah, this was lovely. It was a really nice knit. You can see it's got lots of different techniques in it. And that's what I like about Garlane's patterns. I've learned a lot by knitting these little squares. And then the other thing, the dry spell. Also, my socks. I cannot remember. I think the last time I actually knitted a pair of socks was I finished the like the Cadbury's cream egg socks in the yarn that I'd bought. Actually, that's a big lie. Jeanette gifted me. My gosh. I think I tried to buy them and she said no. And I think that's the last pair of socks that I actually finished. So hold on. Getting a bit croaky. So just a week ago, I thought, come on, Dawn, give yourself a push. Nothing too taxing. Just knit your plain old vanilla socks. Nothing too warm because, you know, it's still summer here in the Netherlands. So I cast on, these are the Regia Tutti Frutti cotton yarn, and I think I've done watermelon, I've done kiwi, I think I've done like 3 or 4 of these sock yarns now. And then I think this is strawberries and cream. That's what it looks like, and that's how it knits up. So I've just turned the heel, picked up the stitches, so it won't take me too long to finish them. But again, because it was cotton, I found it's not too, you don't get hot and sticky knitting with cotton. So that was my choice. Just my own recipe. Do magic loop. These are Chigu red lace. I think they're a 2.5. And I think it's, I think it might be on a longer cable. I think that might be 100 centimeters, I think. And I do a German twisted cast on, is it called? Just because you get a bit more stretch in it. 2x2 cuff till about 12-15 rows, quite like that. And then I knit, maybe 3 inches, what would that be, 6 or 7, 8 centimeters. And then this is my favorite heel. I do the heel flap and gusset, pick up the stitches, the decrease, and then I do a wedge toe. I don't know, I just seem to like that method. So yes, almost got a pair of socks finished. It's not like me to not have, you know, normally I have a pair of socks on on the needle every month, and I've just not been feeling it. So how are we doing for time? Not too bad. I know I'm talking really quick, but I'm just mindful that if I don't hurry things on, you know, you'll be here over an hour, and I don't want that for you. I mean, good grief. Don't feel you have to hang around for an hour. Right, I think that's all the knitting. I'll talk a little bit more about knitting at the end in the incoming. Crochet. I've only got one thing on the go with crochet, and I posted this on my Instagram, and then when I posted it I changed my mind, but I'm going to mention the designer. I think it might be two designers. I was following a pattern for a crochet tee, a t-shirt by designers Kix and Jack Crochet. I'll leave a link below, and they're all free patterns on their website, and the things that they do are beautiful. So if you're in the mood for crochet garments, which are very trendy right now, head on over, have a look what they've got. Cannot recommend them enough. And I don't know, I've misplaced the pattern that I was working from. So I was almost done with the back panel. That's what I posted on my Instagram. And then I'd gone a bit off, and it was a bit wonky, the back, and I wasn't feeling it. So I ripped it all back and started again, which it was a pleasure to do, because it's like a 4 or 5 row repeat. Stuck in my head now. Don't need the pattern anymore, which is why I've misplaced it. And I'm crocheting this in. Now I've lost all the ball bands, I'm very sorry, but I'm crocheting mine in, it's not Mercer-sized cotton, so there's no sheen or coating on it. It's like very matte. This is the cotton from Sustren Gren, I think it's called, their own brand, 100% cotton, and I think they're 50 gram balls. Yeah, 50 gram balls. You get 160 meter in a ball, and I am crocheting with, oh my gosh, just a really cheap non-branded hook for a 4mm. I actually like these really cheap grey painted ones. I just find that they glide really nice off the yarn. Anyway, so I'm doing mine in like a 4 stripe repeat. So it is 4 row repeat. So for every 4 rows, then I change a colour. So this is, so I redid the panel, and now it's perfectly straight on the edges. But I'm not going to do the tee. I really, really love this pattern. I am going to crochet a cardigan, or like a kimono cardigan. So I'm almost on the home stretch with a side panel. So I'm just making this pattern up. So I'm using their stitch pattern, but I'm making up my own kimono cardigan. So I'm just doing 2 panels, and then there'll be, I'll just show you. I'm following the same. I'll show you from the bottom. I might actually flip it upside down, because I do like that green. So yeah, this is the length. So you see the panel only runs to here. There'll be a gap, and then here. And then what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I'm going to crochet short sleeves with it, or just leave it as more like a gilet. And I'm going to do ribbing all down the neck and all around the bottom. And I'm debating whether I'll do sleeves or not. I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn. No worry, I can go back. I don't find matching with crochet is as important as knitting. That's my opinion. So I'm not worried if some of the colours, you know, if they're not a perfect match, and especially because I'm doing this stripe, you wouldn't even notice. So I'm not worried about that. But yeah, that's again cotton, you know, something cooler. So I've kind of got this on the go, and I'm not a monogamous knitter or crocheter. I like to have several projects on the go, so I'll keep you posted on that one. But go and check them out, Kix and Jack Crochet. Free patterns, fantastic. So that's the only crochet I've got on the go. However, I've got a little bit of sewing to share with you. I thought, I've not really made any progress on this, but I thought I'm going to show you so you know that I do get round to finishing things. Who remembers I bought this kit? Since I bought it, the company's closed down, they've retired. So I bought the pig, and I bought a little girl teddy bear that matches Ted, who sewn 2-3 years ago now. So I'm hand stitching mine. So I've got this lovely little pouch that my lovely friend Karen from Stitches and Jack gifted me a while ago now, a little pouch. So I cut the pattern pieces out on card, and then I've cut all the pattern pieces out. See, I'm making progress. So here are all the pattern pieces, and I even got as far as, where is it? Almost, yeah, I've started stitching up the ear, and it's got this nice like faux suede for the inside of his little pink ear. So I'm just showing you because, you know, I bought this kit a while ago, and sometimes I don't finish things, you know, for years, but I thought, I'm sure I've shown you this on the podcast, so I thought I'm going to let you know that I am working on it. However, it's a bit warm for hand stitching at the moment, so I think I'll probably get that finished in the cooler months, but I thought I'd let you know. But I'm also telling you because I did put a link to the company, and since I spoke about it, they've shut shop, which is a shame, but I understand it. And then I've also, this is kind of incoming, but I'll show you anyway, because I've cut the pattern pieces out. I've bought the fabric. Funny enough, I've got loads and loads of fabric, and I didn't have the right fabric that I wanted in stash. I don't know if you can see the picture very, very well. I've been eyeing up this little 6-inch mouse on Etsy for months, and then a couple of weeks ago it popped up in my you know, it's a favorited shop. She's having a sale. I think I paid like £2 something, you know, two and a bit euro. So this is 6-inch mouse doll by Jane Magic Craft. She's over on Etsy, and then it comes, you get the pattern for the little mouse, and you get a little outfit with it. So and then you get a photograph tutorial that it looks easier in colour. So you get the pattern, you get the pattern pieces for the mouse, you get the booklet for the instructions, and then you get the pattern pieces for the outfits. It's a little dress and some trousers and a vest, I think, for if you do a boy mouse, and instructions on how to do that. So watch this space. Again, I can only do that when it's a bit cooler because you get hot. And then the other thing, I just fancied, I actually bought this the other day. I was out shopping with my youngest son, William, and we stopped at this bookshop, and they had these adorable little cross-stitch kits. They're called Stitchlets, and by a company called Mouse Loft. They're actually a British company, mouseloft.co.uk. I'll put the link below. And I just saw this and I thought, I can't resist. And it's a tiny guinea pig, and that is the actual, that's the size of the little kit. So I've done it, his top of his little head, and I'm now doing his little bum. I'm really, really enjoying it, and I just fancied, especially because it's warm, and I just fancied something small to do. So that's why I picked it up. So hopefully I'll get that finished. I don't know what I'll do with it. I don't know if I'll put it in a little frame or a card, or I don't know. But I was in the mood for doing a bit of cross stitch. I have got all the big cross stitch kits on the go that I started years ago, but I just wanted small projects. So that's me, what I've got, what I'm active with on the sewing front. I've got loads of whips at the sewing front, but they're what I'm busy with at the moment. So let's talk about other crafts. I've shared this on the vlog. and I don't think I shared it on the last podcast because I don't think I'd bought it by then. But I mentioned Grena. I think it's a Danish store. There's one, we've had one in Amsterdam for a few years, but I don't get to go into Amsterdam shopping that often. Probably like once a year if I can be bothered. But then they opened one in the neighbouring town to us, which I go to a lot. So I'm always popping in. They've got a fantastic craft section. They've got a great yarn selection, and the crafting section is really good. And they've started selling a lot of kits. That seems to be the new thing now. Anyway, I've always wanted to try this. They had, it wasn't a set, but everything you needed to do lino or linoleum cutting and printing. So it's a bit grubby, I'll show you why. So I bought a couple of these pieces of lino. I think it's like an A5 size. I bought I think 3 of the pieces of lino. They only had 3 shades of lino paint. So I've got this black, green and this really nice blue colour. The roller, I'll explain in a minute, and the lino cutting set. I've had them ages, and I've been, you know, show you the blades, what they look like. If you pick that up on camera. And I've just been like, oh, dropped one on the floor, been procrastinating. So just recently I thought, I've got 2 pieces of lino, and then I went again to the shop and they still had everything in. So I thought, I'm just going to get a practice piece till I figure out what I want to do. And I thought, I'll just practice making lines and see. I've never done this before, how you cut it. And then I thought, well, just try and draw something. So I just freehand drew a little image just to practice on. So I'll show you. It's a bit messy, but I attempted to cut out, can you see what it is? An acorn. So it was only intended to just see how to cut lino. And then I thought, go for it, Dawn, just try and cut something out. So ideally, I'll show you in a second, ideally, I would cut this piece out and then take back, unless I wanted a frame, take all this out so you would only print with the acorn. So you cut out what you like, you design, and then you put your ink on a piece of plastic or silicone, or you know, something, just a line of it, and then you roll your roller over the paint to get a really good thin coat, and then you roll the paint over this, and then you either take your stamp, that's what you're kind of making, to the paper, or you put the paper to the stamp and press it in. So that was the first attempt that I did, and you can see it's all black ink around it. It's not transferring now, I've washed it, but it's stained. And I was like, oh yes, of course, didn't think of that, did I? And then, so just with a bit of paper, I covered it up, and that was the second one. So you can see, you also have to be mindful that it's a mirror image. And then I was testing out paper, so this is like quite thick watercolour paper, but I think it's turned out quite, for the first time I've ever done it. So I thought, well, you know, it was good. It was a good experience to just see if I liked it. I did. I don't know if those tools are the best. They could be a bit sharper, but I thought for a first attempt, if you really wanted to do like intricate work, they're not for you. But I thought, I'm just for practicing. I'll show you what I've done. I'm just going to do like very basic shapes. Obviously, you can see this needs a lot of work doing on it, you know, and then where I've cut too much away, you know, but maybe I'll do something similar next, like a toadstool or a leaf or something like that. So yeah, that's a new to me hobby. Have you tried it before? What do you think? Have you got any tips for me? As I said, I think these are great to try just as a beginner. I don't, if I did carry on with it, if I continued with it as a serious hobby, probably not, but I would then invest in better tools. But I think for, you know, it was really great fun. So I think that's everything I've got on the go. So I said I'd show you, I've got a bit of incoming. Let me have another slurp and plans. So I'm almost finished with my cotton socks. So I had a look in Stash. I've got this lovely bee bag and I cannot for the life of me remember. Maybe it was from Karen, was it again? I can't remember. Not terrible, that. No, she's not got a label in it. I'm sure it was from Karen. So I thought, let's see if we've got something a bit sort of pumpkin Halloweeny theme. So a long while ago, my lovely friend Nicola, who's one of my few crafty friends here in the Netherlands, gifted me this lovely, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, merino wool, and it's got a stellina running through it, and it's all different shades of like a really fiery orange. And then I went through my stash. I had this 20 gram from a previous advent, and then in this year just gone, I got another 20 gram. They're not quite the same. This one's more limey green than this, but I thought for contrasting cuffs, heels and toes, it's fine. So I think I'm still debating whether to do just a plain vanilla pair or maybe a cable, or I'm still thinking. But anyway, I'm prepping ahead. So I've just pulled some wool out before I start on Christmassy socks, and they're in a project bag ready to go. And then when I finish my strawberry socks, I'll put some more thought into it. And then I mentioned about some incoming. So I'll show you this. I've had this cardigan for years. I think it's a Primark special. It's a kimono cardigan, and I absolutely love it. And it's in cotton. I love it, love it, love it. I wear this all the time. It is one of my favourite cardigans, and I'm kind of using these measurements for the crochet cardigan. And I love it so much, and I thought I wouldn't mind having a go at knitting that myself. And I was looking at and now I'm not a great knitter, but I'm more experienced. I'm looking at the wool, and I'm thinking that's like an Aran, like worsted weight Aran weight. And granted, it's a bit stretchy now. It's cotton, and I thought, you know what? I could replicate that pattern. The stitches are big enough that I can count them. There's actually too much positive ease in this now, and so I'm just gonna try and replicate, or as close as I can, to this kimono cardigan. And then I went online because I haven't got a lot of worsted weight wool. I think it was it the Wool Square? I don't know. And I bought a big bag of Drops Paris Unicolor. It's 100% cotton, and it's a hook 5mm, and it's 50 gram, 75 meters, in like this chocolatey brown colour. It's a nice warm colour. And if you want to know the colour, it's called colour 44. So I think I've got quite a lot of balls, and I think it'll work up quite quick. So I think I over ordered. I'm hoping so. And if whatever's left, I can make dishcloths with them. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of planning to do when I get some whips finished. I can't remember if I've shown you this on the podcast. How are we doing? About 40 minutes in. Again, from Suster and Grenna, I bought some relief paste. So it's a little bit, it's like a thick plaster paste that you can put on like you can do to put on use with stencils. You get like a relief, like a very thin plaster relief, or you can use it just to build it up on paintings or whatever you want. And so I bought some. I've not used it yet. And then I was eyeing up some palette knives. They're so expensive. So I was in my local, again, another budget store here in the Netherlands called Action. It's a little bit like B&M's in the UK. And they had a set of 5 palette knives. I think they were like €2 or €3. Because I only need something to, you know, just sort of, let me see. I've not even opened them. I only bought them yesterday. to just put like a layer of the paste on. But the reason I wanted actual palette knives, I'll show you, is because they're not flat like a knife. So because you've got that step, you can actually, imagine that's a paper, you can put it on and then you won't get this, you really get the control of where you put it. And you can also use these for oil painting or acrylic painting, or there's a lot of things you can use them for. So I thought, what a bargain. I mean, I can use them in modelling. So yeah, set of 5. If you're in the Netherlands, go and have a look in the action. And I need to go through my stencils because I like to decorate like picture frames, or you know, these balsa or wooden or cardboard boxes. So that's why I've got the relief paint. And also if you do junk journaling, it's also nice. You can do like textured front covers or pages. So that was a little incoming, very inexpensive to myself. And then the other thing, and then with my sewing, I recently bought this. We have a store in the Netherlands called Dylan Camille. And in their like house cleaning section, they had this little bar of beeswax, because you know, obviously for furniture polish and stuff. But I bought this for sewing, for my embroidery thread. Again, a couple of euro, and it smells lovely. One more thing, I'm not going to show you everything. I've spoken about it on the vlog. Each year, no, every season or holiday, let's say, I try and decorate my fire. I've got an open fire, a wood fire, and it's on a plinth. So I've got this long section. So if the fire's here, I've got this long raised platform. So I always have a lot of stuff on it, a bit too much. And then at the moment I decorated it for like spring, summer. And then I always decorate it for autumn, and then at the end of autumn, then I decorate it for Christmas. And then I kind of pull I leave the winter things on, but pull the Christmas things off. So anyway, I need to decorate that soon because it's coming up officially to autumn. I've got a box full of all the stuff I use, but I like to add to them each year. Earlier this year, I bought a special stand that you from 4 ribbons. It's got like 4, like a cross like this. It stands like this, and then you can hang a wreath around it to display. So I've shown it on the vlog. You've probably seen it on my Instagram if you've been around a while. So I need to make a new autumn wreath, because my autumn wreath that I have got, I've left it at the art centre where my studio is, and I've donated it to our floor decorations, so it can stay there, it's fine. Then I needed to make a new one, so I've bought a new wreath. It's not quite the one I wanted, but I've got a few bits and bobs I thought I'd share with you. So again, from the action, I bought these little glass garland, little acorns that light up. Isn't that lovely? I don't think I'll put them on the wreath, but I'll probably put them over my fire, because I've got like a little acorn garland, not light up, they're small acorns. And then I've got a whole bag of stuff here for the wreath. And then of course I needed a new ornament. I've got this like, I don't know, like velvet covered little cute squirrel. How gorgeous is that? But I'm telling you, because when I do the wreath, or I do the autumn display, I'm just letting you know that usually I put that on the vlog. I'll try and remember to share it on a podcast. Hopefully I won't be this long, the space in between, fingers crossed, please forgive me. But yeah, I'm just letting you know, because I have spoken about it in the vlog. So when I do the fire, I usually do a little vignette, a little film, little movie of it. So I think that's it, we're done. I've just got in under an hour, so if you're still here, well done. And again, I'm so sorry for the massive gap in between the episodes. To be honest with you, I'm really shocked. I thought I would have lost a lot of subscribers, but actually the channel's been slowly growing, so that's nice. I suppose people go back to the beginning and, you know, binge watch like from, you know, the first episode. Don't forget, if you're not familiar, I did used to film my podcast, upload my podcast on the Dawn Stage channel. So there'll be a link below, I think, of the playlist on Dawn Stage, where if you really, really want to go back in time, you can see my very, very early podcasts. And most of them I used to film in my studio at the art centre. So I have an art centre about 5-10 minute walk from the house. There's between like 50 and 60 units in there, and I have my own studio, although I've not been for months. I really haven't been for months. As I said, I've been in a crafting slump. I'm surprised I've got enough things to share with you, actually. But yeah, normally my studio, well, anyway, I digress. If you want to go and watch the very old podcasts, you're there in the studio, so it's just a different vibe. But yeah, what I do in my studio is I used to do a lot of furniture painting, like bigger pieces of furniture, so that would take place there. Most of the furniture in there is all stuff that I've hand painted, you know, from charity thrift shops. I do a lot of, when I did have my Etsy shop is on pretty much a permanent holiday at the moment. Before Brexit, I had a little Etsy store, and I used to make and sell project bags. So all I've got a lot of fabric in the house, but a lot of fabric is over at the studio, and I tend to do a lot of the cutting out of like dress patterns. I've not done dressmaking for a while, and the bags and stuff there. And then also just before Brexit, I was really into hand dyeing yarn, and I had a whole little setup, you know, I had a little cooker and pans and everything. And you know, with the postage cost, I just decided to stop. So I do a lot of crafts from there. I also I was thinking I need to go over and give it a good clean out and a reorg, and maybe I've not done any resin crafting for a while, but I fancy doing that again when I've got time. And I think it'd be nice to do the resin crafting there. The only reason I haven't done it so far is the floor is so wonky, and with resin you need a perfectly level surface, so I'd have to find something, you know, Lawrence would probably help me level the table so I could do my resin crafting there. It's the only reason I haven't done it in the workshop yet. Anyway, I am waffling. Thanks again for joining me today. As I said, hopefully I won't leave it too long for the next podcast. Bear with me. Yeah, there's links below, and if not links, just I'll mention the name of what I've been talking about, and feel free to chatter amongst yourselves. And if it was the first time stopping by and you haven't done so already, please could you hit the subscribe button and help grow our little channel, our little community. And yeah, stay safe, take care, and hopefully I'll see you either on Dawn Days in the vlog, and if not, I'll see you at the next podcast. Bye for now.